You want to buy a new PC to play Fortnite, high FPS, with no stutters, and you want to be able to reach your potential as a player, but you don't want to break the bank. If that's you, then you came to the right place. I will show you the best budget PCs that you can build right now to play Fortnite high FPS with no stutters at 300 plus FPS on average while competing. That way you can easily fit a 360, possibly even a 540Hz monitor if you want to take full advantage of these systems. Make sure to stay until the end because I will also give you the perfect monitor for each PC. That way you get the best gaming experience while playing Fortnite at a high refresh rate. You will find the link to these computers down below in the video description with the latest pricing and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. First, I will talk about the main PC, and this system is going to be just perfect to play Fortnite at over 300 FPS on average competitive settings. Because for the CPU, I went with the Ryzen 7 7700. This is an 8-core CPU that's going to be amazing to play Fortnite or just any esports title, high FPS with no stutters. Not only that, but it's also very power efficient. And most importantly, remember that these esports titles require a lot from your CPU, so you need a capable CPU, and that's why I picked this Ryzen 7 processor. Now, you also have to keep in mind that inside of this system, I went with 32 gigs of RAM. This is going to be amazing for streaming as well, so if you want to play Fortnite and stream at the same time, having 32 gigs of RAM is crucial. And not only that, but this is a low latency memory kit, meaning that you will be achieving the best performance possible to play Fortnite without breaking the bank. Now, the graphics card is the other main component when it comes to performance, and that's why I went with the AMD RX 9060 XT. This graphics card will be ideal for high FPS gaming in a game like Fortnite, and as I said before, you will be achieving over 300 FPS on average, possibly even 500 plus FPS depending on the season. But again, feel free to go with a 360 or 540Hz 1080p monitor, or even a 240Hz 1440p one in case you want to play at 1440p. Now, this graphics card right here has 16 gigs of VRAM, so you will be able to play high demanding titles as well with no issues at both 1080p and 1440p. In fact, at 1440p, you will have no issues when it comes to high demanding titles if you want to play at 70 plus FPS. And then when it comes to 1080p, you will be able to average over 90 FPS on average in these type of games. So very fast graphics card for any kind of game. That being said, if you want to play games like Cyberpunk 2077 or just Hogwarts Legacy or games of that nature alongside Fortnite, this graphics card will make it ideal, and it's also, in my opinion, one of the best value graphics cards in the entire market at the moment. By the time of filming, this graphics card goes for under 400 USD, which is a very fair price, but keep in mind that maybe when you're watching this, the price is different, so it might be more expensive or it might be actually cheaper, so I do recommend you checking the latest prices and availability from the links down in the video description. And then you also get plenty of airflow inside of this system because you get the Montec Air 100 ARGB case. I built in this case before for a Fortnite PC, and it's amazing. It will give you, once again, plenty of airflow, really good cooling overall, and it also comes with pre-installed RGB fans, which in my opinion look amazing. Now, the price for this entire system by the time of filming is around $1,040. So in my opinion, you're not breaking the bank and you're getting a top tier gaming PC to play Fortnite or just any esports game or even high demanding titles, as I said before. Now, if you have less money to spend and you want to go for a cheaper PC, I will tell you what to do in just a second. But on the other hand, if you have slightly more money to spend and you want to go with an Nvidia graphics card instead, because some people think that Fortnite runs better with an Nvidia graphics card, then I recommend you buying the RTX 5060 Ti. By the time of filming, this graphics card can be found for around $430, and it has 16 gigs of VRAM as well, and it's from Nvidia, so you will be getting DLSS, which is the better upscaling technology, and that might be a huge plus for you if you want to play high demanding games as well at 1440p and you want to have the better upscaler, which is supported in more games. Now, as I said before, this graphics card is slightly more expensive, so it's going to cost you around $1,080 for the entire system. It's not a huge price difference, and if you can find the 5060 Ti at $430, like by the time of filming, and the graphics card from AMD is only about $20 to $40 cheaper, then I would recommend you getting the Nvidia graphics card instead. And if you have less money to spend, so you want a more budget-oriented gaming system for Fortnite, you have less than $1,000, then I would recommend you going with the RTX 5060 or RX 9060 XT 8GB version. Now, for most people, I would never recommend buying an 8GB graphics card in 2025. But if you only play Fortnite, or the games that you play are very easy to run, or they do not require more than 8 gigs of VRAM and you are fine with that, then by all means go with any of these graphics cards. The 5060 or the 9060 XT both perform very similarly, and if you get one of these GPUs, the total price for the system will be around $950. Just keep in mind that you are compromising some performance but for Fortnite you will be achieving very high FPS competitive settings at 1080p and 1440p resolution as well, especially considering that the CPU is the same in the Ryzen 7 7700. But again, I want to make this clear: if you want to play more than just Fortnite, especially if you want to play games like Cyberpunk, or if you want to play very high demanding titles like Black Myth Wukong and you want to play on high to ultra settings, then I would definitely recommend you having either the 5060 Ti 16GB version or the 9060 XT 16GB version, because having 16 gigs of VRAM will give you much better performance in those high to ultra setting scenarios in high demanding titles. Now, down in the video description, you will find not only these PCs that I mentioned today, but you will also find the best monitor for each system, high refresh rate monitor by the way, and those are the best price to performance monitors as well. So if you want to get the best value monitor for each PC, you will find those down below. That way you get the best refresh rate and the best price for you to play Fortnite with the best experience possible. And if you want a pre-built PC instead, because you don't want to build one yourself, I completely understand that not everyone wants to go through the process of building a PC themselves, and that's why I recommend you watching my video on the best pre-built PCs for every budget and every resolution. You will find that one in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.